What is the optimum salary for a limited company director in 24-25 tax year? Now, this is what we're going to be discussing today. And once more, welcome to my channel, Finance for Founders. Now, there are several variables to consider when setting the salary level of a company directors, including what are the current income tax rates and bands, what are the current employers and employees' national insurance rates and bands. Also, do you have income from other sources, such as investments or even renting out a property? And what salary level do you need to count as a valid year towards your state pension? Now, the first question we're going to address today is, why is it worth paying a director's salary? Although there's no legal obligation to do so, salaries are a legitimate business expense that can offset against your limited company's corporation tax bill. Well, importantly, the corporation tax rate increased in April 2023 based on your annual profits, so the potential savings from paying a salary have also increased. If you decide to pay yourself a salary of £9,100 salary, your company saves a minimum of £1,729 in corporation tax. This assumes that your company profits are £50,000 or less. If your annual profits are higher, then your corporation tax savings will also increase. Another reason why you should pay yourself and other directors a salary is to make sure this tax year is a qualifying year towards your state pension entitlement. To do this, your salary must be above the lower earning limit. However, there might be good reasons why a director does not receive a salary. For example, if he or she is above the state retirement age, or as a result of other income streams. Now, next question is, what are the income tax and national insurance thresholds for 2024-25? Now, the personal allowance is £12,570. Most individuals are eligible for this, and your tax code will be 1257L. Most of you will be familiar with that. Now, the lower earning limit is £6,396. Pay yourself above this level to qualify for state pension. You've got the employees NI, which is £12,570. You don't pay employees NIC if your salary is below this level. And you've got employers NI, which is £9,100. Your company pays employers NIC on salaries above this level, unless it is eligible to claim the employment allowance. Now, the next question is, what is the optimum limited company salary for 2024-2025? Now, to work out the optimum salary for this tax year, you need to consider the income tax and NI threshold we just discussed, and if your limited company is eligible to claim the employment allowance. Now, broadly speaking, you have two salary level options, which we will discuss shortly. But before I do, just a disclaimer with the example I'm going to show you. In these examples, we would assume that your company's annual profits are £50,000 or less during 24-25, where corporation tax is 19%. If your profits are higher, your corporation tax savings will also be higher, as corporation tax is 26.5% on profits between £50,000 and £250,000 and 25% on profits above £250,000. So option one is £9,100 in salary. So there is no income taxes payable, no employers' NICs are payable, no employers' NICs are payable, and qualifying year towards the state pension. Another benefit of this is it's hassle-free, as the amount of paperwork is reduced. This may be attractive salary for some directors, as it is low maintenance, and you don't need to make any deductions via the company payroll. However, it's not the most tax efficient salary. Following the recent rise in the employee's NIC threshold to £12,570 to match the personal allowance. Now, option two is £12,570. This is for single directors with no employment allowance. This is the most tax efficient salary for 24-25. If your annual profits are £50,000 or less, corporation tax is 19%. Your company saves £659 in additional corporation tax to £9,100. However, it must pay £478 in employers' NIC. The employers' NICs are also deductible against corporation tax, saving £90. Overall, there is a net £271 benefit for single director companies at this level compared to 9,100. This isn't a negligible sum of money, but you might still prefer paying yourself 9,100 salary to minimize any paperwork. Now, the option 3 is £12,570 and claiming the employment allowance. Now, this is also the most tax efficient salary for companies with 2 or more employees if the company can claim employment allowance. There is no income tax or employees NIC. Now, thanks to the employment allowance, the £478 employees costs are written off. As a result, your company is £659 better off per employee at the £12,570 salary level compared to 9,100. Now let's compare all three. That's the 9,100 and the £12,570. So the next question is, what if you are an umbrella company employee? As a PAYE umbrella company employee, your umbrella will deduct income tax and national insurance contributions from your salary via PAYE system. While there may be variations in service fees and perks provided by different umbrella schemes, the level of tax you pay should relatively remain consistent between providers. So what was the optimum director salary in 23-24? The optimal salary was the same in the last tax year. For single director companies, was 9,100 was a tax efficient salary to draw. In 22-23 with minimum administration. For single director companies, £12,570 was the most tax efficient salary to draw. If you couldn't, and that's only if you couldn't provide employment allowance. If your company could claim employment allowance, then £12,570 was the most tax efficient salary in 22-23. So what was the optimum director salary for 22-23? For salary single director companies, 9,100 was a tax efficient salary to draw. In 22-23 with minimum administration. For single director companies, £11,908 was the most tax efficient salary to draw if you couldn't claim employer's allowance. If your company could claim the employment allowance, £12,570 was the most tax efficient salary you can claim in 22. For single director companies was £8,840 was a tax efficient salary to draw. In 21-22 with minimum administration. If your company could claim the employment allowance, £12,570 was the most tax efficient salary in 21-22. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'll try my best to respond. And as well, please try to share, subscribe and like this content so that as you have enjoyed it, others also would enjoy it. Until next time, see you soon.